Well, it's an interesting series of events because it started really at Ayers Rock when with my daughter doing a camping trip with some backpackers around that part of the world, and having a bit of discomfort walking and finding I had got to the point I couldn't continue because of the pain. Fortunately, a young German cardiologist was on the bus, and obviously I'd had a fairly serious angina attack, which was a new event for me, and he just really said, slow down and get back, see your doctor and work out what's causing this. The test from that echocardiograph came back and he said, you've got a bigger problem than the arteries. We don't operate pretty quickly, you won't be with us in a week. Fortunately, the operation was very successful, and I went through quite a few months of rehab after that, and it took me out of my business, and you're sort of in limbo land when all this is happening, wondering, well, where do I go from here? But fortunately, my daughter had been on a trip with John Secama to India, and she was belting me up, trying to get me to go into half-time because she felt I needed to get refocused, my second half. And eventually I did go and see John, and he slotted me into a program. I was a bit overwhelmed initially, and I'm dealing with, in this group, some incredibly influential people. And so for me, halftime was a bit of a crisis, and it really hit the fan on the third meeting when we had to get up and give a presentation on, well, what did our mission statement look like for the next 20 years of our life? And I'm sitting there thinking, I can't answer these questions. I said, I've got a mission statement, I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to tell you a story. And I gave them the story of my heart crisis and having to leave my business and going through rehab. And so I told them the story, and it was a highly emotional one, you can imagine. And I felt it was good for the guys to hear that, and it was good for me to share it, because then it put me on a footing with them that I was able to participate in the group, move on, and then start plotting the course of the next chapter of my life. Anyone that's really facing the need to look at the second half of their life in a very positive way, halftime is the greatest vehicle. You can open yourself up to your crisis and your circumstance, but you can also have the network of the group to help you to reform the second half in a very strategic way and build that confidence in you over 12 months to say, yes, I can do this. This will happen. This will work for me.